Good afternoon, Jets Nation. Welcome to the Jude Show. And what if Joe Flacco plays really good week one? I'm going to be talking about that today and some Jets news. So without any hesitation, let's get it started. First and foremost, the New York Jets did have to slim down the roster from 90 players to 85 today. Every NFL team needs to do it. We eventually have to have 53 players on our roster, and this makes the cut down process a whole lot easier. But we only cut 4 players instead of the normal 5 because we did place Mekhi Becton on IR, which does officially end the season. I had a sliver of hope left that he could come back this year since he wasn't immediately placed on IR whenever it was announced he was going to be missing the whole season. But it does make a lot of sense placing him on IR now means we get to keep one more player, and that's one more player that could break out in these next 2 preseason games and find himself a spot on our roster and could end up being the next Pro Bowl player. You never know. Crazy things happen all the time in the NFL. That's probably not going to happen, but you never know. So the 4 players we cut ended up being defensive back Luck Baracco, offensive lineman Derek Kelly, defensive end Timmy Ward, and wide receiver Rashad Davis. Like some of the things I saw from Rashad Davis in training camp, but apparently the New York Jets felt comfortable with their wide receiver room and just let Rashad Davis go, someone who was a USFL standout player. Zach Wilson also had his surgery today. Doctors found no more damage, and he is set to recover in that 2 to 4 weeks time span, and it is a possibility he can play week 1 against the Baltimore Ravens, but the New York Jets did say they're not going to be playing him until he's 100% ready, which is what they did last year. They didn't put Zach Wilson on the field until he was 100% ready. I want to say he was going to be out for 4 weeks, and he was out for all 4 of those weeks. So we're not putting on Zach Wilson on the field until he's 100% ready. Ian Rappaport did say, though, that the New York Jets never were interested in Jimmy Garoppolo, so if Zach Wilson were to tear his ACL, Joe Flacco would have been the starter. It just shows you that's how much trust we have in Flacco. And the last piece of news we're going to be talking about is Mekhi Becton's having another surgery this week, which hopefully makes him a lot more healthy in the future. Now let's go ahead and talk about Joe Flacco. What if he plays really good week 1? What if he balls out, throws like 250 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interception, and beats the Baltimore Ravens in his revenge game? What do the New York Jets do in that situation? Now, I do want to say that Joe Flacco has been having a really impressive training camp. And whenever he was put in, with the starters, whenever he got to work with them, he didn't miss a beat. He hasn't been having flashy performances, but he's been having really good ones. Threw for 4 touchdowns today and almost completed all of his passes. Now, has Zach Wilson done that? Yes, he's completed almost all of his passes, had 1 practice where he completed all of them. He's tossed a lot of touchdowns in practice before, avoided sacks. We've seen really good football being played from Zach Wilson this preseason too. We haven't seen it on this consistent practice-to-practice level Joe Flacco has been doing towards the end of training camp, or at least before he got hurt. We saw Zach Wilson starting to do that, and Joe Flacco's came in right away and's already done it. Now, even with that being said, I do feel like if Zach Wilson is ready week 2 or even week 1, you play Zach Wilson. But if Joe Flacco plays week 1, balls out, and Zach Wilson's ready for week 2, you play Zach Wilson. This was the 2nd overall pick in 2021. This is a guy that is no longer a rookie. He's had, not a bad offseason. I actually think it's been good for the most part. And why not put him on the field? This guy showcased he has talent. Towards the end of his rookie season, he showed that he can be a starting quarterback in the NFL. So why not put him? Because this is our future quarterback. Joe Flacco's not going to be in the NFL in probably 5 years. Zach Wilson has a chance to be in the NFL, and I definitely feel like he can be. I feel like this is going to be our starting quarterback, and you need to know that by putting him in as soon as he's ready. Not sitting him on the bench, let Joe Flacco do his thing. No, that's not going to be beneficial for our future. Putting Zach Wilson in makes sense for the future, and he's also the better player than Joe Flacco. If Joe Flacco can beat the Baltimore Ravens, I think Zach Wilson could too. That's just my view on the subject. What are you guys' thoughts on it? Comment it down below. And I'm your host, Jude, signing off for now. See you guys later. Peace.